Hey everyone, so for those who don't know me, my name is Marissa Zuckerman, and I will be presenting the different forms of anger mismanagement outlined in Chapter 6. So to kind of help organize the concepts, I created this little graph. As you can see, the x-axis reflects who the target of the anger is. So it can either be internalized by the person experiencing the anger, or it can be externalized or expressed upon others. On the y-axis, it includes how active the expression process is. So whether the person is more active in their anger expression or tends to be more passive. And each of the four different personality types / forms of anger mismanagement fit pretty well into this graph. So I'm going to start here in the more active / internalized form of anger mismanagement, which would be the self-punishers. And these people tend to internalize their anger as, and associate it with guilt. And this can lead to harmful behaviors such as excessive alcohol consumption, excessive eating, cutting in very serious circumstances. But these people are definitely unique in that they internalize their anger, but they also express it in an active form. On the flip side, we have the exploders. And these are the very stereotypical, don't know how to manage their anger and just kind of fly off. These people tend to externalize their anger onto others. And are very violent and hostile in the way that they present it. You can kind of picture in your head somebody just yelling and cursing. And also this anger can be indirect. So people that have nothing to do with the issue, innocent bystanders, as the text said, can also be externally impacted. And this anger tends to be very uncontrolled. So people just kind of fly off the charts with how they express it. In the more passive realm of anger mismanagement that's still externalized would be underhandlers. So you could kind of picture maybe a friend of yours who says a snotty comment, or a coworker that just is very passive aggressive. These people tend to externalize their anger, but they use it in a way kind of like microaggression formatting. The way they express it is very mild. And the tone is predominantly indirect. So there's some mild hostility, but it's definitely not as expressive as the exploders. On the more internalized and passive form of anger mismanagement, we have the somatizers. Pardon me if I say that incorrect. But these people tend to, as the graph says, they internalize their anger, normally suppress it, and because they choose not to express their anger and they stay in the more passive format, often this will lead to physical manifestation of disease or illnesses. The text outlines a variety of chronic diseases associated with this form of anger mismanagement. So these people are the polar opposites of our exploders, in that they choose not to express their anger, and they internalize a majority of it. So just to give you a final takeaway picture, keep this graph in your mind when you're thinking about the different components of these different forms of anger mismanagement, and how expression, who it's being expressed on and how it's being expressed, can impact how you manage these different forms of anger.